Hello, everybody, and welcome to another stream. Hope everybody had a good week. I was planning on streaming yesterday as well, but you know, adulting came in the way, or not necessarily in the way, but some uh, real world type of things had to be taken care of. Evans, welcome. How are you? Welcome to the stream. And but I did get to do some work over this past week, and let me see. Um, I wonder what that might be. Let me know if it gets any better. Not seeing anything on my end, at least on for the volume. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me a little bit better now. I wonder what might be causing that. Yeah, because I got a headphone like headphones on, so it's pretty so the distance stays the same. Uh yeah, let me see if I can position the mic a little bit better. Let me let me try stopping the stream and restarting it. Maybe that could do something with it. 1 second. Okay, so let me know if the audio is a little bit better now. I can't really tell. Uh, hey, Grawl, welcome, welcome. Heavens was mentioned that there was some issues with the mic kind of going in and out. I'm not sure if you're getting the same on your end. Same issue. What can be happening? Yeah, I've tried to switch the mic onto the right side. Not sure if that works any better. Yeah, let me try settings here and I was trying to switch this one over to yeah, I was trying to switch the audio over to the headphones. Seems to be fine, at least on my end. Like as I'm watching the live stream, that's what I was referring to. Heavens, what if you try a different or like restart the browser? I'm not sure. Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you so much. All right, well, with that out of the way, welcome everybody. So let's dive into some of the updates. A couple of the things that I was mentioning last week were mainly around um, creating these little uh, was to some extent static little military vehicles that you won't be able to enter um, that water treatment plant uh, through the main gates. These guys being the ones that are protecting them. So let's take a look at what we've done. One of the things that you'll notice is that they've kind of turned into like a little bit of a kit type of. I'm not sure if anybody's seen that show in like I think it was in the like the 80s with David Hasselhoff, and it had that thing on the front. So the reason that I'm doing this is I wanted to give the player a way to see that he's being detected or he's being seen and he's about to get attacked. So that was kind of the f- th- I didn't want to have anything on the UI. Like um, in other games, there's usually like some kind of thing that shows up around maybe the curse or like the crosshair where it starts showing up and kind of building and giving you the info that hey this guy this enemy is seeing me, so maybe I should kind of move away or take cover. Yeah, exactly. Far Cry 5, that's exactly it. uh, so like I said, I wanted to have try and keep the UI as minimal as possible. So I ended up with you know, trying to also convey that via without having that into the UI was I wouldn't call it a trouble, but I'm no UX expert or anything like that. So I was trying to convey the message to the player, and this was kind of the first thing that came to mind, or not the first thing, but this was something that I was able to implement. So let's jump into it, and I'll show you how that behaves. Let me move the player a little farther away out of the reach of this guy. Also, to mention, since we were looking at updates in the beginning, I did implement invokers like navigation invokers. So what that means is that right now I have the navigation area set, uh, kind of this big. Hopefully you can see it. Let me see if I can turn into, so it's this big. But the only location where there's actually the AI is gonna start ticking or taking action is around the player within a specific radius. So if I place like my main character player, I can show you how that works. So basically just like that. Um, so let's take a look at where that navigation is. The outliner, let's do navigation, mesh bounds. So as you can see, this is where the navigation mesh bounds is pretty big. And in the case of my level, is going to be encompassing the level. But this is the only space, and I've just placed this actor in here to show you where things are actually, something is actually happening. So this is the only place where things are going to be, like AI is going to take actions. So for example, right now, uh, this AI is gonna start running its behavior tree once it gets it within the area of the main character. So if we were to jump into game, I've set this vision a little bit lower just for testing. So let's take a look at how this what happens to this. So right now it can't see me and it's just like kind of blinking back and forth. And actually, let me also turn on the attack because I've kind of um, I've disconnected the attack just so that I can test this out. And let me turn that on so you actually take damage. Let me see, where was that fire gun? It's right here. There we go. So now it's going to be kind of like the full experience. So let's jump into full game. And so right now, if I choose this, you can see that he can't see me. And if I start moving towards him, And now he's like, okay, it's that thing is charging up, and now he starts shooting. So now he can't see me, so he stops shooting, and it goes back into its normal kind of like static mode. Not sure if you were able to hear the audio because I do have the audio on headphones, but okay, yeah, so he was able to see me again. The other thing that changes is, so let's see, can we run onto this side without it seeing me? Yes, okay, that's good. So, the other thing that varies with this is how fast how fast its detection meter charges is based also on the distance. So right now I'm a lot closer to it, and if I jump like in front of it, it should start almost immediately. Yeah, so there it goes. And if I move away, it's just gonna stop. And so yeah, like that's the difference. Yeah, so you can't see me here and over here. See, like it's much farther or farther away, so it's uh it's it's charging its detection meter a little slower than, really close. So that's just something that I'm playing with, kind of the distances as well. And but yeah, that's our little bad boy here. And the way I've set this up is this is also um I can't just can't get ahead in life exactly. Yeah, this guy, let's just get rid of him because it's just extra. He can't get any clothes, any textures, nothing. But yeah, the other thing is with the way this is set up is um, this is a character on top of another character. Well, this one can turn into like a pawn through a kind of a four-wheel vehicle, but each one of them can run its own independent behavior tree, and namely that could be even more Far Cry-ish like, where I can have the body just drive around, and then the turret kind of just detecting enemies and shooting at enemies if need be, based on of course if it detects one. So I'm thinking of doing kind of a similar detection mechanism on the enemies as well. And I was thinking mostly with the enemies, kind of like just a human, well, of the human persuasion enemies, uh, to have that as a um, what was I gonna say? Like something on its lapel, like kind of a blinking thing. Like when you go onto an airplane and they show you the little life vest and it has that little blinking light on it, and they tell you about it. Something along the lines of that. This is pretty easy to be seen from a distance. Like I was trying it from kind of way back here, which is, already pretty far, and just looking at it through the binoculars. Let's see, where's the binoculars? Here it is. So, kind of looking at it through the binoculars, and you can see it pretty well from out here. So, I mean, and th that was the main thing with having a detection set up like this was can it be seen from a distance? And you can also even see it from here, which, is beyond the detection distance of the vehicle. But yeah, if you equip the binoculars is it shows up even better. So yeah, there it is. And yeah, so that was kind of some of the updates for that I wanted to show at the beginning. And let's actually jump into the persistent level testing area, or like the persistent the actual game world, and place a couple of these guys in there and see how it goes. The one thing that I did want to do is let me see. Because at the moment I have this one that is parented, like I have these ones that's separate, but this one should actually have the turret on top of it. So let me just add it to it without without having to do it inside of the world. Let me just add that in as a child blueprint. Let's see, turret. And I wanted to keep them separate because that turret can also be like a static type of thing, you know, like on the maybe on the walls of the world of the that facility. So let me add this in here. Let's see where I want to put it. Uh, there we go. So it should be there. Let's see how it works because it's always kind of difficult with the characters as far to me at least when it came down to the collision. Okay, there we go. So it's on top of that guy. And let's see if I get in closer. It's probably around here, it would start detecting you. Uh, yeah, so there it goes. And let me just remove one of the turrets because it was there before. So yeah, the one thing that I've also tested, like I said, since there are two behavior trees running that can run on this, I've also tested to see if I can actually move this to the location of the actor. So basically, would the truck would be able to chase you if need be. But yeah, so let's open up that the persistent map world and do some play testing in here. The only thing that I haven't added is I haven't turned on the damage just yet, so that way I can kind of test it out because it does. I've set it so it fires a little too rapidly at the moment, but I've set it so that um, it will uh, kill you in 5 shots. Um, so basically, yeah, it's don't go this way type of thing. But let's see how it behaves when it's actually, not just your regular flat terrain. Yeah, and this one could have been done, from what I can tell, in quite a few ways. You can also use like pawn sensing, and but I wanted to be able to have this as on a behavior tree, and just because it's probably easier to extend if I decide to add any more complexity to it. So yeah, that's why I wanted to have both as um, try to get him to have the ability to use behavior trees. Oh, so I don't really like this. So what I did change recently is I believe I changed it to use the SM6, which was I think might have been a not necessarily a mistake, but I did not foresee the need to compile shaders, or at least I haven't opened this level. Let's see how long is that, how many are there to compile? Uh, I wish it would show, but sometimes the login in Unreal is not, especially with the latest version for whatever reason, is not the best. And let me try and, okay, well, it looks like it's kind of getting there. There's, thankfully, there's not that many. The one thing that I was mostly afraid of is the mesh distance volumes, those especially on two cores that I think I can spare at the moment for Unreal. Sometimes it takes a while. Yeah, as you can see, like everything else, these whenever I have to do these things on my machine, it's just okay. I'm gonna go, get lunch type of thing. So let's let this compile. Hopefully it shouldn't take, I hope it's not gonna take too long. By the way it looks, it's keeps on going. Yeah, but in the meantime, let's prep the navigation volume and also place these because this is just a static placement for this. So let's actually place the enemy vehicles real quick. Let's take a look. And I also wanted to open the levels window and get where was it? Proper level selected. Let's place some of the, oh, actually, I think persistent level is where the navigation mesh bounds should be at. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is, this is kind of the first time trying it, especially since this world is, I know it's not big, but it's still a good size. And I'm going to try and set this up to be, I wish there was like, let's see, burst settings. Can we set this up like that? Does this even work? So like that, like that. All right, so yeah, that encompasses most of the world at the moment. Let's take a look. It might, hopefully it's not gonna kill my machine, but I'm gonna just use it. I'm gonna place the main character and see around it, because I need to have this actor in the level to see how the navigation is. So hopefully, is this gonna show it? There it goes. Okay. So yeah, basically that's how it's gonna work. As you can see, it's just gonna be in a specific area. And I think at the moment I've also kind of bumped up a little bit the the navigation to be a little bit too exact, especially for the enemies. And that can definitely be trimmed down quite a bit. But yeah, everything that's gonna happen, it's only gonna happen in this space. It's not gonna happen um, in the entire world. Like for example, if there's like some enemies that have patrol turned on and they just walk around, like say over here, that they're only going to start patrolling once with this particular uh, invoker around you is going to reach that. So that's when it's going to start like doing things around there, like it's patrolling or whatever state is in. All right, so that looks good there. Let me delete him. And let's place some of the see, I think it's called I have iterated through a few of these, so I think it's V2. All right, so there's one over there, and let's place a second one, kind of, pointing them away towards like that. All right, well, let's get where's the start? I think I've had the start somewhere around here. Oh, actually, no, I think I moved it inside of the facility. Let's see, where did I put it? There it is. Okay. So let's see how it behaves in like a kind of a real situation type of scenario. If it's gonna start shooting at you once you get close to the gate. I mean, that's the point. Let's see how that does. All So it's slowly inching away, not as long as there's no smoke coming out of it, I'm fine with it. Oh, was it? Oh, okay. Well, at least thank you for confirming. I wasn't sure if it was something on my end because um, I never really know how good these headphones are. So let's see. What's it? Preparing static meshes. Yeah, construction scripts. Let's see. That one's done. Yeah, as you can see, I think is where the shaders are, where you would benefit from a modern day computer or like modern day processor with like a um, bigger than two or because mine has four, but I think there's one that goes to the streaming and I think Unreal only ends up with like three cores or two at the most or three at best. And yeah, that kind of bogs down how fast the shaders are compiled. But anyways, let's jump into game. Even though not everything is compiled, it should start doing something. So let's take a look. It might not run as quickly just because it's working on these things here. All right, let's see if it's gonna start seeing you. What just happened? All right, so that guy got upset, and now they both got upset. I'm not sure if the audio from the guns is coming through though. It's not the best audio. I actually had it changed, but it turned out that oh, okay. So let me in that case, I think let me turn on the desktop audio so we can because I think that way it's just gonna come through the microphone. I'm thinking. Hopefully. Let's see. I'm gonna try now. I think the other reason for this that these trucks were like kind of in the ground was while it's processing, running through all this, as you can see, it hasn't completely got the terrain sculpted as it's supposed to, so it's still just churning away, like um, you might notice at times that the splines do not perfectly sculpt the terrain in some locations. That might be just you might just need to start start to run the project and it might just work. So let me see, where was the start? It's here. Just gonna place a little closer. And hopefully let me know if you can if you can hear the audio coming through. Let's try this. Damn, that thing is at 36. I thought it went to 44. Oh, I still need a whoa. What has happened to that guy? Not sure why it went down there and where its friend is. So I'm wondering if you're able to hear that now that I've turned on the desktop audio. So let's see, I'm just gonna jump into here. Oh yeah, I'll turn that up a little bit more. Not sure if that might be the cause because it's pretty low for the desktop audio. So I'm gonna try and crank it up a little higher. And actually, let me see if I play if I'm gonna play this, go into it again and see how that goes. One thing that I might need to do is I think I might need to move these guys into the uh, kind of this facility level. Let me move that real quick. All right, so now they're in there. Let's see if hopefully they're not gonna disappear again through the floor. I'm hoping maybe. There they are. Okay, so I think that might be a little bit better. Okay, let's jump into selected viewport and play this. See how it goes. So Heavens, let me know if you can hear like the kind of the birds chirping in the background. I'm trying to see if, oh yeah, so the audio, what's going on with the audio here? Properties, speaker. Okay, so that volume is up. Yeah, I'm wondering what's the audio. Oh my God, sometimes I hate OBS, especially when I have like breaks that I'm not using that. Hey, Gitish, welcome, welcome. How are you? Um, Settings, audio, desktop audio, speakers. Let's try it again here. Still nothing. What the heck is happening? Oh, yeah, well, I'll take sort of, sort of is a way to start. Um, so I think people are doing good. It's what was I gonna say? I didn't stream yesterday, uh, just to do some personal matters, and here we are today. I was gonna show a couple of the things that I was able to implement this week, and hopefully people enjoy it. And let me, I'm trying to figure out OBS. OBS is sometimes just a pain. Trying to figure out why the desktop audio is not playing. And let's see. What if I change this to, let's see now if I can get something going. Okay, I think, so now I'm getting um, some kind of reaction from OBS as far as the desktop audio goes. So let me know if anybody's hearing it. So you're able to hear the birds? Oh, that's great. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, perfect. So I was trying to test it with the music. You hear the water? Okay. I'm not sure if the water is from my AC unit or if it's from, I don't think it's from the game though, but the fact that you're hearing birds, that's perfect. It's extremely hot over here. Like 83 degrees might not, Fahrenheit might not be much. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's coming through the mic. Um, Let me turn it off and let me know if you can hear it now. Um, so Yeah, I had to turn on the AC because 83 degrees Fahrenheit might not seem much, but when that's coupled with like 90% humidity, it feels extremely horrible. So I feel for people in other parts of the world where this is constant. So much respect to you. Okay, well, so we got yeah. No, I'll turn it on from. I just left it on for a couple of minutes. It got a little cooler in here. Okay, so let's take a look at while the preparing things are still happening in the background. But yeah, now we have the enemies in place. Let's see if we can get closer and see what happens to the little detection meter. If it's gonna start filling up. I guess I could increase the distance. How close can I get to you? Oh, hi, Funky Pants. How are you? Welcome. What what was going on with these fellows over here that they were not um oh, I think I might know what's going. Let me try something real quick. I think I might know one of the issues. So, nav mesh bounds volume. This is in the persistent. So let me try and move it into it the same level. I was kind of thinking that I'm not sure if the nav mesh volumes needs to be in the same level with the actors that are in that area. So let's try this again to see if we can troubleshoot why it's not detecting me. Let's see. Select the military truck. And this is one of the reasons actually that um, I did separate the turret from the truck initially. It was just for testing because apparently you can't really see the blackboard, even though it's a shared blackboard, but you can see what's going on for the self actor. You can see it's the Oshkosh vehicle, not the turret. And yeah, but it's not seeing me for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. Oh my God, this thing is terrific. Terrifically stupid. Oh yeah, so the mesh distance fields is what's bogging it down. This thing is just horrible. When it has to process that, it's just crazy intensive. All right, well, what is the matter here? Oh, hey, Gintech. So they're not mega scans. This is actually from the blueprints. I believe like there was like an older, I think it might be today, around today as well, like the blueprint example package. There's that kind of testing room that is there. Yeah. Let me try deleting these real quick and adding them anew. I never could understand why the that recast nav mesh is there as well. Uh, Anyways, let's see. So, and I'm also one thing that I'm gonna try is also add a turret, just a standalone turret to see if the turret detects me. And let's add the nav area. Yeah, no problem, Gentech. Nav mesh. Oh no. The decals is something I made. No, that's this stuff is also part of that package. But you know, like doors and everything else is from different packages and all right, so I'm gonna try and place this one here. And let's bring this up to, come on, 20,000 for that size, and then 20,000 here, and then maybe 2,000 over here. Let's do a quick test to see where my, if I place my actor, main character. Okay, so as you can see, this is like the area where it should start activating AI related items. The only thing I don't get it is why it doesn't. Let's try this again. So I have the turret right there in the middle. Let me focus on the turret first. Okay, so as you can see right there, it says BP turret on, which is the enemy. Let's try and get a little closer. Okay, there it goes. So it sees me now. That's good. Let's try, I'm gonna delete this, and now let's focus on the trucks and their kind of detection meters and see if that works. I'm hoping it's not related because, you know, that one is a child actor inside, so let's hope that's not necessarily the case. Though I'm starting to think that might be, it looks like that might be the issue. Well, that's not necessarily a bummer, but I was kind of hoping that it might be easier for me to just move these into the world like this. But that's an easy change. So I can just remove the child um, from here, and then I can just place one of the turrets. Like right on top of it. And then you can just easily parent the two. Uh, the only thing, I know there was a way to like select them and then yeah, I can't recall how you do the parenting. Like if you need to, like the parenting would be in my case only if um well, it should be useful because like this bar here, this has the is tied to the truck, right? So I don't want to move this around, and you know that was the other idea, to have the detection bar on top of the turret. You know, so basically wherever it turns, you can see what what's it thinking, right? If it sees you or not. Um, the um, so now being separated is going to be a little bit, I wouldn't say necessarily tricky, but it's going to be a little bit different. Um, so the way that I'm sending you know the info to this bar, you know, to kind of start increasing and then turn to red when it sees you, or when it's, you know, when it's about to start firing, is through interfaces, but it also needs to know which actor to send it to. And if I recall correctly, I did not have that set as a parent. So what I can do is uh, I can I can set it to you know, so this one knows that this one's the parent. Yeah, the gunfire is I definitely need to replace that because it's just a kind of a brrrr type of thing which sounds horrible. But what I was trying to do is actually make them like I have them in that test level. But since this one has so many actors, I'm trying to figure out, and there's no way to sort multiple things, at least not that I know. Um, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to parent this to this. Um, so that was what I was trying to do. So I can jump into game mode and show you how the gunfire sounds. The only thing is that that bar is not going to fill up as expected. Right, so kind of that's hopefully the audio was coming in that time. I guess it sounds okay, it's not terrible. It's definitely machine gun type of fire. But but yeah, the one thing that I was hoping that I could do is um, to have this just be one object that I just pull into. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I might have cranked it up a little too much in OBS, so let me turn it down as well on my end. My apologies to everybody else watching this if I pierced your eardrums. Oh, sorry, Gitish. Yeah. So that's yeah. So the turret by itself, works excellent. The only thing is, it's you did ask for it. Yeah, right. But yeah, I wish I wasn't I was I had lowered the volume a little bit. I couldn't remember if I did. Let me quickly do something here. And so this way, if it does have Oshkosh truck. Yeah, I mean, it's also how would you call it? Like um, a video game. Hey, it's a video game. So what I'm gonna try and do is actually on this guy here, so that way it knows on which actor to call the update functions to update the bar. So let's try this again. I did turn down the audio and let me turn it down further. Hopefully, hopefully it's not going to be too loud this time either. So bear with me. All right, so there we go. So we got the truck. That thing is kind of buzzing left and right. Let's see if I close in, if it starts changing. There it goes. So it's kind of seeing me now, so I need to step away. There it goes. Okay, so it's back to its original self. Um, let's see. Should I put? Oh my God, who designed this little emoji thing on the bottom? Uh, should I put a vest on before you press play? Yeah, sorry, I couldn't read what the vest said because it's got this little, not sure if you guys see it, but when if I want to add like a little reaction to something, even though it doesn't show in the comment, um, it's it's still sh hiding some of the stuff that's on there. Oh, hey, Ying Yang, welcome. Welcome. Okay, so now we can see that this guy, if I close in, let's see, where is it gonna start? There you go. So now it starts seeing me, and that thing is filled up, and it starts firing. So hopefully that wasn't as loud as before. I'm sorry. Uh, Oh, so Gitish, yeah, that was one of the things that I wanted to run it by you guys and see what do you think. The other thing I was the other place I was thinking of or the other place I was thinking of placing it. The other position for this I was kind of trying to consider a few spots. Like it was this one kind of in the grill, then something like over here as well. It could be like one of those light bars you see on trucks. Um, Not sure if that looks a little bit better or if it's a little bit easier to read. This truck also has these things on the side, which could potentially be an option. Let me see. Let me turn on, like if I was to do it like this, and it would cover one of those like right on top here. That could be another option, but it looks like one of those like barbershop type of things, I'm guessing. So that was another placement for it that I was considering. It's also like kind of the size of it that I was playing around with to see if what would work a little bit better from for you to be able to see it, and um, that was the other thing. Hey Gitish, so how does the turret work? Oh, so the turret itself is an AI. So it's an AI object that works on a behavior tree. So that way it detects whether, based on the distance and how long you've been in its range of view, if it's gonna start firing at you. Because, if you pull away, it's gonna, uh, this thing is gonna, cancel basically. But I do like the idea actually of having this kind of like right here, you know, like I was saying, like a kind of like a light bar that you see on trucks, and placing it there, I can actually make it maybe a little bit bigger too. So could be a little bit easier to notice from a distance. So something like that. Meta projects, do you use level streaming? So I do use level streaming, but um, I'm still debating on it because, I uh, don't have that many things as well, and I'm running into some like kind of slight freezes whenever you load a level or unhide a level, so I'm still debating on whether to keep it. All right, so let me turn down my volume here and turn down the volume. I'm not sure how loud it was last time when I was playing this, but let's see how good it looks on top of that. Yeah, I think that's a little bit more visible over there. Somewhat actually. Oh, no sound? Okay, so let me I'll try and increase um the volume a little bit. Hopefully it's not gonna blow anybody eardrums. Yeah, so I am splitting levels, Meta. I'm splitting levels in my project. What I'm thinking of doing is loading all the levels at one time and then either hiding or unhiding them, depending on which works better, rather than just loading it at certain times. So I'm still trying to work that out to see which one has the least amount of freezes, right? So let's see if, oh, now it sees me, it's getting worse. Okay. Yeah, so that's the last time I tested it, I didn't test it with a very big level. It had a couple of thousand actors, I think, and it was no freeze basically between, switch, crossing into a level or like showing a level that was loaded but was hidden. So basically, um, that's um, that's what it is. So Gitish, doesn't it affect performance to have number of AI instances around the character? Um, Well, I'm guessing, did you join when I was mentioning the AI invokers? I think that's the point of having it so that it's only the AI around the character that actually does something. Everything else that's outside of that area, they don't do anything. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so like I see like that one starts filling up, and okay, and now he's upset. So I'm gonna move away out of the area of how far he can see me, and it's gonna go back into its normal thing. Now if I turn on damage as well, so let's also turn on damage to test this out. Okay, so hopefully, heavens, hopefully the volume wasn't too loud to scare the neighbors. Yeah, and the other thing is, I'm looking at this, like the truck itself seems to have this kind of whatever this thing is, like a mount point here, and I think that also interferes with being able to see the bar. So I might just remove this in Blender to to make it work a little bit better. Also, I think I might be able to to adjust this here because I think that material is kind of annoying me because it's um like this part here I want this to be a lot darker color, not just this gray, so that way I think you can get it to look a little bit um to see it even better because I think the green kind of blends in with this gray and you don't see it so well, so I'm gonna try and update the to try and update the shader, and hopefully that will take care of it. Let me take a look actually, because oh, I'm thinking it might be the base color. I've set the base color to 0.1. Let me see if this makes any changes. To There it goes. Okay, I think that's better. I think that's easily you can see it a little bit easier, and there's not that funky looking thing across the top. Yeah, so heavens, I was thinking about the blinking thing as well. Um, I just I couldn't make it work with I couldn't make it work with the AI part of it, and kind of because it's easy if it just sees you, right? But I'm also relying on the distance so the distance to the player also influence how fast it sees you. So the farther away you are, that bar fills up slower. But if you're like right there, if you just show up, hey, look at me, it's just gonna fill up instantly, and it's just gonna start firing. But I think having that set to black, I think that works better than before. Um, yeah, so the roughness might uh, I was thinking, heavens, I was thinking of a sound. That's a great idea. I was thinking of coming up or finding a sound for this, like when it sees you, like either start an alarm or kind of something along those lines. Um, it's just let's try and find one. Actually, let's try and find one. Let's see how that works, how that would look. Um, so what I use for sounds, not sure if I mentioned it before, but it's free sounds.org, I believe. Let me see if I remember, or free sound. Um, and see if we can find something like sci-fi or something. Well, but yeah, but it turns red. So it is green when it's at like a standstill. If it's like, okay, I'm just scanning, right? But when it's um, when it gets annoyed, it turns red. I wasn't sure what else to use, to be honest. It's, kind of green and red. It, there's that type of, okay, green is you can pass, red is like, whoopsie. Whoops, what's going on with the freesound.org site? I'm actually hoping that the stream is still going, just 'cause I can't um open a search here for one reason or another, but oh well, I guess I'll try restarting the computer at one point. Let me see, is this thing still going? Oh, finally, it finally made it through. But I'm not sure why I'm trying to search for. I think it might be just Chrome. Chrome is just junky sometimes. Uh, it just completely froze that window. Yeah, I'm not sure why my browser doesn't seem to be doing anything. It's just terrible. Maybe a beep, but as the AI get annoyed, the frequency. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking of something along those lines. Either like um because that's the other thing, like how do you time the beeping? And that was one of the things that I'm trying to consider. Um, so it's I think the sound as it goes through the stages of that bar filling up, maybe change that up, so um, if it's like because like you notice that I have a detection meter based on the distance and which the closer you are, the um, so it's this thing here. So if we look at this, this is the turret, and if you check out that detection meter, the closer you are right now, the closer you are, the faster that thing fills up. And that could be, I could check on that to see what sound to play, like if it's between a certain amount and a certain amount, start playing it. If it isn't, then don't worry about it. So that could be, kind of the way to play the sound. But I need to figure that out in terms of the um, in terms of the AI as well, like the AI behavior tree. So, but that's a great thought. I was thinking of, having also kind of an auditory um, response to this, and I'll see what I can come up with on that regard. Yes. So that is kind of some of the updates. Like I said, trying to force the player to not access, kind of the easy, not necessarily the easy route, but this way there's no entry through here, so to speak. And of course, those could be also placed around the interior where um, I'm starting to kind of carve away where all the NPCs will be holed down in here, and they're being brought in by buses, and I'm trying to kind of carve a way to show how they were like kind of brought into this space here, and so just trying to figure out where to place some of those assets around here to kind of make sense um, as well. Yes, so And again, this could also be in these positions here, so that way you can't really enter it through here, so you have to kind of sneak around. But so that's the plan. The other thing that I wanted to hopefully do today is just to kind of show a little bit of functionality and also add in kind of some of the cover areas where the player can hide and distract enemies, so they can get inside here where the friendly NPCs are being kept. And also I've changed the color of the water. Not sure if I've had that in last week or not, but here it is. And as well, the other thing that I did change is a way to have fishes or not, because I think I've said, yeah, so has fishes or it doesn't have fishes, because like some of these intake tanks, would not have fishes, of course. And that was one of the other things that I wanted to work on. Also played around a little bit with kind of the blur inside of these, so now it's a little bit blurry in the water. And so that way, it's kind of a little bit harder to see to some extent. Let me turn on the dev mode for this one. There we go. And also, the other thing is to provide some another option to enter this facility is I've revamped one of um, the crawling mechanisms that I had, because I had the option between something that I built and something that was it was a really good marketplace asset that I think it was either free or heavily discounted, like maybe $2 or something like that. And I think I'm gonna end up using that one just because it has a slightly better mechanics than what my system was like. And I'm still in the process of testing them, but the way that I wanted to use that is one of the crash points is going to be kind of around this area here where you'll be able to come in. And so that could be like an easy approach, right? But another one would be more on towards kind of the center of the map. And the approach to this, I was thinking of having it on the sides, so kind of around here. So you'd be able to, the way that I had kind of, hand, by, hand drawing, just to kind of get an idea, was kind of going around this area here and then pretty much getting to the same spot that you were if you come through this way. And what I was planning on doing was something along the lines of kind of a sewer crawl, basically. So it, some of this area here would be kind of either like again, we can use where was my culvert thing? You can use one of these, and let me make sure that I'm on the proper level here. Yes, it looks like I am. So through this one here, this could be like, and actually it's part of that uh, unlock. I think there was like an option to remove it from group. There it goes. Okay, so this one is by itself now. So, it could be like a crawling section from here to here. And I can show you how that would, right now it's a little clunky from the animation standpoint, but let's see how that would look. One thing that I'm gonna need to do is I'm actually gonna try and set this like below ground. and kind of sculpt around it like it would be like kind of a drainage ditch, so to speak. Let's see how that would look. So that we will test some of the crawling and show you what I currently have in place. Let's try and sculpt this out. It's a little too much. All right, there it goes. And let's just paint a little bit of non um, grassy area so we don't get grass growing through this sewer pipe. All right, so on this side, just going to remove some of these blocks here. Oh, heavens, yeah, sorry, I just noticed that. That's also kind of this, just the vocal aspect of, kind of, actually voicing something. That's definitely also a pretty cool idea. Um, that's another thing that I was thinking of. Um, so I guess I'll see how it goes. I'll try both of them to be honest. First of all, the main thing is kind of implementing it so that it says the right thing at the right time, right? Depending on how how annoyed it gets. Let's see. Can we crawl through this? Not quite. I think there's like a little bit of hump here. Let's try and get this in. All right, so sculpt. Yeah, and this one over here could be like a puddle or something that would be kind of shiny. That could look pretty quite all right just to signify that there's like a, drainage ditch. All right, so now let's add that in, that object. The one thing that I'm gonna need to do is, something that would, kind of block this area here again. That could be also used, or if you remember, we had this thing over here where I still need to sculpt the visibility for this. Visibility here. Yeah, so basically the same type of piece of like a concrete or something that would be used here could be also uh, something similar could be used around here. So now let's take a look at that crawling space that I had, uh, not the one that I made, but the one that I've actually tested a little bit more of. And let's see where that was. I think it was like a custom zone. Nope, that wasn't it. That was actually mine, the custom zone movement. Bear with me for 1 second here. And crawling system, blueprints. Okay, there we go. So it's something like this. Now, one of the advantages of this versus what I had was the ability of the spline that worked a little bit easier. Um, Now, the only trouble with it is I cannot recall if you're able to, you should be able to edit. I can't recall if the spline, how were you editing the spline here for this? Like selecting the actual spline. So this is just a test route. So debug, bidirectional. Okay, well, how do you edit the actual spline itself, right? That's a valid question. And also the other part is, let's see, so even definitely has a good set of options. You know, being a bidirectional route, you know, like the route enabled, front door exit. The only trouble that I'm having is editing the spline itself, which is like one of the most important parts of it. So let me see about what other blueprints does this package have. CS route actor. Was it it? Oh, I think this might be it. Let's take a look. Yeah, I think this is it. Okay, so there we go. We're getting close to having some crawling set up in here and testing it out. Hey, Gitish. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for stopping by, and hopefully I'll see you on the one next week. And also let me know. I'm trying to like today. I did get to need. I had to do some stuff during the day. But if there's like some other hours that might work better for you, I can also try and you know try and work with those as well. Um, yeah, do let me know. I'm definitely open to streaming at other times as well. All right, so let's see this one. And we'll copy another one here. Okay, so we have an entry point, and then we should have an exit point here. All right, well, let's see what kind of trouble this can get into, especially when it comes to collisions. That's usually my main fear with this. Let's do a little bit of sculpting around this area here, just so that we have a little bit more room to play with. All right, one thing that we can add in here is just a plane for that little puddle that I wanted to add. Let's add that in real quick. And since this one is not going to be a water body that you can swim in, it can be just a regular water material. Let me find one that I've used before, and we'll add that in. Where is the materials? Here. That doesn't have to have any kind of fancy, you know, waves and anything like that. Of course, it can have splashes just because of the type of material that is in, but for now, let me find where that is. Where is that? Water simple. I think something like this could work. Come on, you can do it, old timer. There it goes. Um, well, I mean, I think the demographics are pretty vast. I mean, we're like varied, so it's not necessarily that it's say only people from the States or Europe, or it's there's people everywhere. So um, it's totally fine for me to like stream, and I stream late at night as well. But it's just a matter of where people are located, because like I get it, time zones are, you know, they suck. But I guess we have to we live in on a ball. So okay, let's test this out. See if the crawling works as I hope it would. And where is my start? There it is. All right, let's test this out and see if we can crawl. Whoops, that was kind of a hard landing. There we go. All right, so a couple of things I need to fix is mainly this kind of jerking around. I believe is something related to this plugin and the collisions because nobody really does collisions properly from what I can tell. Um, and also kind of the movement is a little bit off, mainly because of the animations. I haven't done the animations properly for for this. And can we actually, is it blocking me? Because I thought it disabled the collisions. Yeah, as you can see, the movement is also pretty slow, but it is working in a crawling manner. It is kind of giving me a little bit of a seizure, but yeah, so that's something that I'm gonna need to fix. Yeah, I think it might be the collision, so this is like third person, and that's, as you can see, it's just like it kind of bumps it up like that. So it is probably the collision that is not being applied properly um, by this tool. But as far as the interactions, like entering and leaving, that was the main thing. Like my yeah, so now you're outside. So my the way that I've implemented crawling, it was working as well, but it wasn't like sometimes like I don't think I've implemented like the exits slash entrances properly. So that might have caused some trouble. And that's why I wanted to use this particular one that was working better in my initial testing, but that testing was quite a while back, and I did make some changes to how some of the things work. But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad to get me back on track. Okay, so as far as gameplay, that was a couple of things that I wanted to do. As far as the level design, let's do a little bit of these pipings around, kind of just setting up some of the pipes around here. And I'm trying to kind of just use one set of pipes, um, though it's it's so tough because well, they're all different and they all look good, but um, yeah. So I've played around with something that was free some time ago for the monthly free assets, and namely it was something from Decagon with a set of pipes. They're like modular pipes, but it looks like they're modular pipes on their own. Like this one, okay, perfect. You can probably do something like that and keep on going, but you can't really attach this to this and kind of just do a kind of a system of pipes from what I can tell. Um, So that's why I was just thinking of using what this package already provides and not have to worry with additional, um, items. And this particular water facility has some decent-ish pipes, which the good thing is they're already in place. So I can just use some of this already built structures to use them over here with these water tanks. So I'm just gonna try and prototype something in here to see how it's gonna turn out. And we can just go from there. The reason that I like this one is that there's kind of like some kind of variety of pipes. There's like these yellow pipes, there's these white ones, like with the little, there's like a faucet on it, or like a valve, and that was interesting to have. But let me see. So I have that. I need kind of just a bend in it, so something like that. And not to say that this one doesn't look as good, but I'm trying to see if it's worth using this or some of these. Because in the end, I can just join these into like one of like a sort of like a pipe junction box, so to speak, where um, multiple of these can come in and they don't have to to look the same way coming out. And with that, I don't have to have them all look the same. So that could be probably done with these as well. But I wanted to try these ones out first, or at least to see how these ones would look in here. The nice part about these is that they're already like all, one single section, and that they look pretty cool. They also have like the supports and all that. The only thing with them is that they can either be placed on walls, from what I can tell, or on the floor. So nothing that kind of, is placed up in the air a little bit, like what I would want to have. And yeah, that's why these kind of work out. And I mean, these ones also have some really good textures. This developer has some great skills. Of course, I mean, I don't want to complain, but this should be covered. I'm not sure why leave it like that, because when you try and join these things together, they're not gonna, um, it's tough to link them up. And if you have them offset by a little bit, I'm probably just being picky, but there's gonna be like this line over here. So not that you can like get them in place, but if you're like kind of rushing, might be a little bit tougher to, might be easier to have these ends covered because nobody's gonna look down that pipe anyways. I mean, or maybe that was the idea, have the pipes so that you can have them as double edged or double sided, so that way um, you can have an open-ended pipe and kind of look inside the pipe. Yeah, so I kind of like the use of these pipes. Um, the one thing that I did like about these other ones is that everything is kind of grayish white color here. So these definitely threw in a little bit of more color into the world, which I definitely like, rather than these ones. The only trouble with that is that they might signify that, oh, there's something happening around these pipes. So am I going to look for something to turn on or off? I mean, these look more neutral from that aspect. So yeah, it's kind of a, a question to that. So let's see. I'm going to try and use these and see if we can not create necessarily a maze up in here, but link some of these pipes into these tanks. There you go, kind of like that. Yeah, that's exactly the thing, Heavens. And that's why I wanted, I kind of wanted, I liked, I think that the main thing that I was drawn to was that, they have, kind of the valves and these kind of are already blended in together. So, kind of with the bolts and all that, there's a little bit more hardware happening around these. But like you're saying, there's, I don't want the player to get an expectation that, oh yeah, how do I blow this up? That kind of an idea. So, and it's fun to build these. Don't get me wrong. Uh, I'm getting a little bit of I'm getting a little bit of enjoyment out of this. I'm gonna be honest. Oh yeah, yeah, totally is. And a lot, it could be done a lot easier if I was to, say for example, maybe bring it into Blender and do some kind of uh, you know just sections of piping like this, you know. But there's also like the satisfaction of joining in place that could be had, I guess. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's the other thing but the thing with spline is that the joints are not gonna look proper. Like especially parts like this. You can make it work if you're careful to make it like a straight line. But once you have joints or corners, turns, from what I can tell, it's kind of tough to manage. I have not been able to find a proper spline tool that would handle that properly. So, like especially like around here, which is a pretty visible section of things, right? Yeah, so I mean, I'm starting to enjoy this. I'm starting to like this. Let's see if we can how can we place this? Maybe this is gonna run down here And yeah, I mean, we already have this structure that is being used in other locations around here. So yeah, there's no point in having these ones as well. I think we can just build a network out of what we already have. Kind of like so. Let's see, can we do another one of these? Is that gonna put us too far out there? No, I think that should still be fine. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. Like I said, the one thing that I wish I had, and I do have some of these meshes, is let me try and place a couple of them in here. Are valves because you expect to see those on pipes, and see if I can find some that I've used in other locations, especially in the bunker, and that would work with these ones as well. Let's see, how would this work? Oh, actually, this one I think works out pretty well with this particular pipe system. Let me see what else. I got this one as well, which is the same. And then this one, this might work a little bit better. And see, this is what I meant, kind of just having them closed up, like, yeah, this is the end of the pipe. I don't need to look through it, but then again, this is my preference, so uh, maybe others have other plans. Okay, let's try and place this one in here at one of the joints and see how it works. And I'm guessing like the nice part about this one is that I can place it pretty much anywhere like that. Of course, it's gonna look better if um, no, I'm just being picky. But if I was to move this out, so it's kind of like that. And I'm guessing just this one has to be a little bit bigger. Yeah, like I said, I'm probably being too picky. But at least it's centered. I think I got it centered, so there we go. That looks pretty good. It did push this out a little bit too much, but yeah, that's I can see those. I can see those working out, doing something. Let me see how big they are in once you're like up next to them, if they don't look like you're little, um, like an ant compared to that one of those things. I think it's not gonna happen, but let me check real quick. Yep. I mean, it's kind of gigantic to be honest with you. Oh yeah, that thing is thing is humongous. Okay, well, I guess smaller pipes it is, especially around here. Um, and yeah, that kind of brings me to these pipes. These were like uh size-wise, they were already a really good place to start. The only thing is, like we've said, kind of the base color, like this bright yellow. These ones I like, but I want to figure out a way where it might be less time consuming to one, join them together. And I think I might just export these into Blender and like just make some sections of tubing that can have like multiple of these. We can join them together, with some bends that can be connected into other ones. And I think that might be quite a bit easier to work with than trying to position them like this and just going. It's fun, but it's gonna start getting a little time consuming. The good thing about doing it in here is like you've seen, it's just kind of the scale of it. Like looking at it again, um, let's take a look at some of like these ones over here. Yeah, so these ones are not so unwieldy, they're like a little bit of um, you know, more of the correct sizing, um, like I can see this compared to the player's feet and the hands. I can see this as a correct size for like even if there's something interactable happening here. But with this one, I'm not sure what kind of giant would like be be opening that valve. I mean, the wheel is like it's not, it's like one of those like on a mine exploitation, one of those huge trucks, that the earth movers type of things. Anyways, I think once this is in because this is in place here, so it can always be made smaller, right? Like this whole setup. If we were to make it smaller, yeah, that's another little thing that I hate is whenever you make something smaller, it doesn't. It's probably just because they got different scales. That's what I'm assuming. Um, is where they start looking a little bit off. So for example, this one here, I think at this scale, it might be something, you know, in the realm of, okay, this is a human can turn this. So, kind of over there, and then this one over here. It's pretty much Somewhat in the middle. Okay. Let's see about this scale. I think that might be, yeah, that's a little bit more like normal size. Yeah, I like that actually. That's pretty good. So now, of course, this could be something to be duplicated and used again on this side of the pipe, like right here. And again, using one of these. There we go. There's like a set of pipes. I think that could that works. You know, it fills up the area, which this was the main thing with this area here. It was just so barren that I wanted to have these pipes coming out of these water tanks, and you know, probably the bigger pipe going to kind of the top section of this, and the lower pipe kind of just winding around here, maybe going up a thing. So that's the plan. All right. Well, with that said, I think that's gonna be it for today's stream. I might, since you know there's the plan with the piping around here, I might just do. I keep on saying this, but I might just do some streams later at night. Maybe that would uh, kind of make it available to some people that are, you know, right now it's nighttime for them, and or you know even morning, like you know early in the morning, 3, 4 a.m. and kind of you know get them to join as well. But yeah, with that said, thank you everybody for stopping by, and I hope to see you on the next stream. All right, take care, everybody. Bye.